What's up YouTube, Matt here. Now I know this is a bit late than I'd normally get these out, but I wanted to wait a little bit before actually showing these, because I wanted to see how the Japanese meta actually developed with the new stuff, and also the fact that I have actually been busy IRL and did not have the time that these videos actually take to edit it and make them. So we are here with the Festival Collection Deck Pro early deck vids. Now this isn't going to be all the decks, for the sheer fact of not all the decks actually improved from Festival Collection. So the ones I'm going to be covering are Sagara, Nirvana, Guridon, Seraph Snow, and the two new ones, Orphis and Zorga, with their new grade 3s. So we've got 6 deck lists here for you, and we're going to start off with the top with Sagara. Now, Sagara didn't gain much in terms of support as of lately, except for, obviously, it was its main wave. Set 5, it gained the new heals. But with this set, we have gained the new grade 2 in Flame Dragon Arshenia. Now, Arshenia's got the skill of, when it's placed on rearguard circle, you can do the following skills based on which arms you've got equipped. So if you've got the right arm equipped, it gains 10k power this turn. If you've got the left arm equipped, you can count blast 1, select a grade 1 or less from your drop zone and call it to rearguard circle. So obviously this is really strong, because if you combine it with the Persona Ride turn, this is a 30k attacker, and you're calling out a Trickstar behind it as a booster. So you're creating massive numbers alongside your Vanguard still having the front row and crit clearance. So lots of pressure really fast. We have also put a 2-2 split on the heals, more for the fact of discussion points, in the fact of, obviously, if you haven't seen it already, the healed Guardian video. Because the new healed Guardians did also come out with this set that gain 15k shield if your opponent's unit has gained a critical outside of a trigger. So obviously, it being here is really solid. You can obviously change your heals up to, depending on what you need for the situation. Next deck up is Nirvana. Now Nirvana got a lot of support in set 4, became really solid in the forms of Esperadia and Maha Nirvana. And this set is no more different for the fact that we've actually gained a new card in the Flame Priestess Amelia. Now Amelia is an interesting one for the fact of she's got the skill of Act Rearguard Circle. If you have Vanguard with Nirvana in its card name, and your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, you can count blast 1 and put this into your soul. If you do so, choose up to 1 card containing Nirvana from your hand and ride it as stand. If you ride using the skill, you cannot ride due to card effects for the rest of the turn. So this is really good for the going second play, because once you hit your grade 3, you can actually use this to turbo into grade 4 Nirvana. Or post turn 4, once you're on grade 4 Nirvana, you can use Maha Nirvana's skill to burn them, bring back a Trickstar, use Amelia, tap some soul, ride Maha Nirvana again, and go back into Trickstar. And call back at burn them and call out another Trickstar. So lots of really good pressure in the deck. And also the fact of obviously you riding up to grade 4 turn early removes the negative from you actually going second at that point. So you're providing the bigger pressure turn earlier. All in all, it's a really good card, and it's actually taken quite nicely to the Japanese meta. Next one up is a surprising one that I'm guessing most people didn't expect me to talk about, and that is the forms of Guridon. Now Guridon started to make a little bit of a reappearance due to his two new cards, his grade 3 and the grade 1 from the Fights collection. Guridon is, for those that do not know, is a Vanguard-centric deck that's all about sucking in your rearguards into your soul to restand the Vanguard. Thing is though, your rearguards have to be stood when doing this, so obviously it is a Vanguard swing only deck. But you do have extra skills that go off based on what you suck in. So obviously you've got Bubetsu that kills out more units, you've got Gumon that gives the Sentinel the 2-card Battle Door effect for the rest of the turn. But enough of the old cards, let's discuss the new ones. And the first one we've got is the new grade 3 that's the triple rare set for them. This is Desire Devil Dufund. Dufund's got the skill of, when this unit appears on the rearguard circle from your hand, if your Vanguard is Guridon, you can soul charge too. So obviously this is really good for the fact of helps you build up to getting that 10 soul on the first grade 3 turn very easily. And the second one is, when this unit attacks, you have 2 or more Guridons in your soul. You can Cat Blast 1, and then this unit gains a critical. So obviously this is more of a late game aggression piece, because with you soul charging and persona riding, you'll end up having 2 Guridons in your soul. So having this as a final push, 13k, if you're on persona ride 23k with a crit, really strong card. There is, however, a second support card in Desire Devil Sito, and it's got the skill of, when this shit is placed into your soul from your rearguard by your Vanguard's ability, choose a card from your drop and put it into your soul. So obviously, again, this is more soul generation. Does happen though post Guridon counting up the soul. So if you've already hit the 10 soul, if you've already reached the Vanguard and not hit the 10 soul, this won't change it. But this is more useful for getting desired combo pieces that you've had to discard for ride deck, or you've healed down, or you've guarded with into your soul. So this can also help utilise getting the Guridons into soul for working alongside your new grade 3. All in all, it's a very interesting deck and can't wait to see how it does in the English meta. Next deck up is the Aurora Battle Princesses with Sarah Snow. So Sarah Snow got her grade 4, is a set 4 in Fierce Pure Light. So this became more of a very aggro control-y themed deck and got a lot of power. With the Festival Collection, however, she got even more control out of the deck, which is really solid, and extra ways to imprison without actually costing much of a cost. So the first one up we're going to discuss is actually the grade 2 first, because that's the more control based, and that is Aurora Battle Princess Lutra Barrage. Now Lutra Barrage has got the skill of, when your opponent's unit retreats from either the rearguard circle or guardian circle during the battle this unit attacked, you put the retreated cards into the prison. So basically, if you attack a rearguard and kill it, it'll go to your prison instead. If you attack your Vanguard, your opponent guards, it'll go to the prison instead. This creates more control over, your opponent has to think, do I guard, don't I guard, what's worth getting rid of, what's not worth getting rid of. This can also then make the difference between having an odd number and an even number in your prison on your Seraph Pure Light turns to give the Vanguard and the other rearguard more power. The other card alongside this, however, is the new grade 3 in Aurora Battle Princess Charlene Launcher. Now, Charlene Launcher's got 2 different skills here. First one is, during the battle this unit attacks, your opponent cannot call the normal units to the Guardian Circle and cannot play Blitz orders. So this is really solid in the fact of, they're restricted from playing Perfect Guards, they're restricted from playing from normal units, they can't play Blitz orders. So they are forced to chuck triggers down in front of this. Which, 13k versus my own, not that much. But then when you're combining Seraph Pure Light into it, you're draining lots of big shield values out of your opponent's hand, which is really solid. Second skill, however, is what balances her, because obviously the first skill having no cost is really strong. And the second skill is, if your opponent's cards in your prison are 5 or less, this unit cannot attack. So obviously it gives them a chance to play around Charlene Launcher. So if they keep taking stuff out of the prison and you can't prison fast enough, you then do end up with a dead grade 3. So all in all, it's a really solid card, but very balanced. All in all, might make some changes to the deck, but I have to wait and see on the results, is the honest response. Next up, we are moving on to the 2 new ride lines. First one being the Cardinal Dominus Orphis Regis. Now, Orphis Regis is a different style of Orphis compared to the old one, because this one now calls tokens in the battle phase instead of in the main phase. So we have got his main skill, which is when he's placed on the Vanguard Circle, you can choose an order from a world card from your hand or drop zone, place it straight into your order zone. This does ignore costs. So where we've got the order that says tokens played this turn get power plus 5,000, that would normally be a Soul Blast 2. you can put that straight into there for free, which obviously is really strong, helps us save our resources, keep the game growing longer. Second skill is where he really shines though, in when this unit attacks, if your world is Abyssal Dark Knight, you can Cat Blast 1 and discard a card to then call for every two cards in your every 2 worlds cards in your order zone. You may call a Shadow Army token, and this unit gets power plus 5,000. So, say for example, we have six world orders in our order zone. We call 3 tokens, and Orphis Regis gains 15,000 power. So, multi-attacking from the tokens is really nice. We have got Destil Jade alongside this to use those tokens in the battle phase along with Thumbarino. And we have got Tantar, the new penguin from set 5, who says when he's discarded, you can check top 5 for a order card and place it into your hand. So it helps us dig further for our orders to carry on giving more tokens to spawn off of Orphis Regis. All in all, it looks a very solid deck, and I can't wait to actually test it on the English side. Alright, and the final list we've got to discuss today is Dead Sea Spiritualist, Grave equals Zorga. Now, this is the new reiteration of Zorga, but it's a little bit different this time round. Whereas the old Zorga resurrected a unit from the drop zone and gained the Alchemy Magic from free, this one does Alchemy Magic's a little bit differently behind a cost. But his first skill, however, is compensating for the fact of we're no longer having access to the Grief, Despair, Rejection order. Because the first skill is Continuous Vanguard Circle. If you Alchemy Magic this turn, the power of all your units in front row gain plus 5,000. So this is really solid for the fact of it's a continuous and it's tied to the Vanguard. So if you change your units in the front row, in the likes of Premium, or perhaps in the future when if we get Resurrecting from the drop zone mid battle phase, this then gives those new units the power plus 5,000 as well. So really solid development. The second skill, however, is his Alchemy Magic restriction, and it's Act Vanguard Circle once a turn. You can Soul Blast 1, discard a card from your hand to choose a normal order from your drop zone and add it to your hand. And then during this turn, when you would play an order, you can Alchemy Magic with a different named order from the drop zone. So this is really solid for the fact of it's not reliant on you having to keep all your orders in hand to get the cards, because you can literally just discard a card, grab the order you want from your drop zone to then Alchemy Magic that off of. This also does become more reliant on the likes of Shadowcloak, who sends the orders directly from deck to drop zone. So obviously you can Shadowcloak, send the order from deck to drop, then Grave equals Zorga, grab the order back instantly. The other thing this also does, it does actually help set up the drop zone in the forms of Roaming Prison Dragon. Because you're discarding the Roaming Prison Dragon into the drop zone for the cost before you even Alchemy Magic, so you can then bring the Roaming Prison Dragon back out again. All in all, it's a very solid card, and it's going to develop further, so I can't wait to see it. The other new card, however, we gained is the order to replace Grief, Despair, Rejection in the forms of Clouded Miasma. Now, Clouded Miasma can be played with the cost of Cat Blast 1. You can then choose a grade 3 or lower from your drop zone and call it to the Rearguard Circle. If you Alchemy Magic this turn, select one of your Vanguards and it gets the skill of Continuous Vanguard Circle. All the units in your front row get a power plus 5,000. So the combination of Alchemy Magicking this with anything, alongside Grave equals Zorga's continuous 5k for Alchemy Magicking, this is Grief, Despair, Rejection in the card, and you're then getting Spiritual Body Condensation on top of it. So all in all, it's a very solid order, and it's really nice developments. The one thing you'll notice from looking at this list, however, it's not your usual Zorga list. Instead of being the Dream Nibbling, Rank Chain, and Black Tears Hush Dragon, I've decided to show off the other version that you can been seeing in Japan, which is the Roroa line based. Now, Roroa line is all about generating tokens as you ride up. So when you ride the grade 1 on the grade 0, you call a token behind your Vanguard. And then the grade 2, you can kill off one of your units to spawn 2 more tokens. So this could be really interesting for the fact of if you Spiritual Body Condensation turn 1, because you'll have a soul for it, and you can actually call a Prison Dragon out from the drop, then when you run up to grade 2, you're sacrificing off the Prison Dragon to generate 2 more tokens. Which you can then call the Prison Dragon back again from the drop zone on turn 2 for playing an order. It's really combo intensive. And you've then got the new grade 5 rower support, the set 5 rower support alongside it, in the forms of Salvia, who generates tokens when she's placed if your Vanguard is grade 3. And you've also got Actia Sticky as well, which counterblasts 1 and sacrifices 2 units to draw and give itself plus 5k. The one thing to note is though, Salvia isn't from hand. So if she's resurrected from Clouding Miasma, for example, you're actually Clouding Miasma for 2 units instead of 1, which is really solid. All in all, it's a very combo thought process deck, and can definitely develop a lot further. But that is going to be it for this video. If you haven't done so already, please do like, comment, subscribe. It very much does help the channel. I once again do want to apologise for this going up later than planned, but I hope it's helped you all gain a basic understanding of what's happened with Festival Collection as a whole. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye bye!